In the beginning, we reviewed the simple present tense of the verb to be. Now let's look at some other verbs. My father works 8 hours a day. I have 13 cousins. John's grandfather lives near the bank. Her sister works in a store. Let's review our examples. My father works 8 hours a day. I have 13 cousins. John's grandfather lives near the bank. Her sister works in a store. The simple present tense gives statements of fact. I run every weekend. You run every weekend. She runs every weekend. We run every weekend. Finally, they run every weekend. Let's review our examples. I run every weekend. You run every weekend. She runs every weekend. We run every weekend. And they run every weekend. So you see, third person, singular, we add an S for regular verbs. And most verbs follow the same pattern as run. Other examples are the verbs to have and to do. Okay, we want to look at to have and to do. These verbs, for example, follow a different or irregular pattern. Let's look at some examples. You have a job. Larry has a job. Okay, I do my homework with my sister, but he does his homework with his sister. Let's review the examples of these irregular verbs. You have a job. Larry has a job. I do my homework with my sister. He does his homework with his sister. All right, now let's practice. Tell us 2 things about your grandmother using the simple present. Sylvia, your sentences, please.
My grandmother is nice. My grandmother has a cat.
Very good. Anna, what are your sentences?
My grandmother walks to the park on Saturdays. She always cooks for my grandfather.
Very good. And Alberto, your sentences, please.
My grandmother likes to shop. My grandmother goes to bed early.
Very good, everyone. Now it's time to look and listen.